Every parent wants to set their child up for a healthy life. But when it comes to physical growth, there's a constant tension between a child's predetermined genetic code and their physical environment. The biological reality is that roughly 70 to 80% of a child's final height is determined by genetics. A child with a genetically 5'5" frame cannot be altered into a 6'2" frame. This leaves an environmental margin of up to 30%. Within this window, daily lifestyle, quality of sleep, and proper nutrition can either maximize or limit their ultimate height. This line graph represents that locked genetic trajectory. The shaded area around it shows the potential variance, the upper and lower boundaries parents can influence through daily habits. We know parents are exhausted. You cannot fight every single daily battle over eating broccoli or strict bedtimes to reach that upper boundary. Reaching that top margin requires parents to objectively allocate their energy to the specific biological levers that actually move the needle. To capture that potential, we look at the two biological factors driving growth: the bricks and the builder. The bricks are the physical nutrients, specifically high-value proteins, calcium, and zinc, needed to mineralize bone and synthesize new muscle tissue. The builder is human growth hormone, or GH. This chemical, produced in the pituitary gland, orchestrates how and when those nutrient bricks are utilized. This animation illustrates their interdependence. The nutrient blocks remain idle until a wave of growth hormone activates them, driving the physical construction of bone. Providing a child with a perfect diet has limited impact if their growth hormone production is suppressed by modern lifestyle habits. Effective growth management focuses on supplying the necessary bricks while protecting the hormonal builder. Because parental energy is finite, we need to identify which daily habits offer the highest return on investment. To make these choices easier, we will map habits on this matrix, plotting biological impact on growth against the actual friction and effort it takes to enforce them. First, we prioritize high biological value protein, like eggs, fish, and poultry, over carbohydrate-heavy meals like cereal or pasta. These proteins deliver the specific amino acids required for the physical lengthening of bones and muscle synthesis. Enforcing protein-heavy meals requires moderate effort, as it often means more meal prep time and managing the pushback from picky eaters. On our chart, high-value protein lands firmly in the high-impact, moderate-effort quadrant. Securing adequate protein creates the non-negotiable nutritional foundation required to access that 20% environmental margin. Next, we look at growth hormone blockers, specifically added sugars and liquid calories like juice and soda. High sugar intake causes rapid insulin spikes in a child's bloodstream. Those elevated insulin levels act as a chemical override, directly suppressing the pituitary gland's release of human growth hormone. Eliminating modern sugary snacks requires high effort and social friction, as it requires constantly saying no in environments built around convenience. This places eliminating added sugar in the high-impact, high-effort quadrant. Reducing sugar acts as a defense for the pituitary gland, keeping the growth hormone pathway clear for bone development. The most significant catalyst for the builder is deep, uninterrupted sleep. The brain releases its largest pulses of growth hormone during the deep sleep phases of the night. Evening screen time is a primary disruptor of this process. Blue light from tablets, phones, and televisions artificially suppresses melatonin production. This suppression delays the onset of deep sleep, causing the brain to miss the peak window for growth hormone release. Maximizing this window requires 8 to 11 hours of sleep and cutting off all digital screens a full 2 hours before bed. This habit demands high parental discipline and sacrifices the digital babysitter effect, which can lead to major nightly friction. Screen curfews and deep sleep plot at the absolute top of our high-impact, high-effort quadrant. A nutrient-dense diet cannot overcome the hormonal suppression caused by a child staring at an iPad at 9 p.m. Finally, we address the most heavily marketed solution for anxious parents: over-the-counter kids' growth supplements and gummy multivitamins. Biological evidence shows that unless a diagnosed clinical deficiency exists, these supplements provide no additional growth stimulus. The human body simply filters and excretes these excess water-soluble vitamins, rather than utilizing them to lengthen bone. Buying supplements is a low-friction action. It takes almost no effort, but it offers minimal biological impact on a child's ultimate height. On our chart,
Over-the-counter supplements sit in the low-impact, low-effort quadrant. Relying on supplements can create a false sense of security, distracting parents from the more difficult work of managing sleep and protein intake. We can translate these biological facts into an actionable plan based on your family's current capacity. This playbook flowchart splits into two distinct paths, depending on the energy you can allocate.
The pragmatic path focuses on two rules: swapping sugary breakfasts for eggs and enforcing a strict no screens in the bedroom policy. This approach protects growth hormone release at night and supplies foundational building blocks with the least amount of daily friction. The optimizer path combines those nutrition and sleep protocols with supervised physical activity. Adding activities like swimming or light resistance training acts as a multiplier, increasing bone density and daytime growth hormone release. Ultimately, success depends on the consistent application of a few high-leverage habits that fit within your family's capacity. There is a critical point where lifestyle adjustments are no longer the answer, triggering the need for a medical assessment. When you reach this threshold, your focus must shift to professional clinical evaluation. If a child over the age of 4 is growing less than 4 to 5 centimeters per year, it is time to stop tweaking the diet. These growth rates require a pediatric endocrinologist to investigate for potential growth hormone deficiency. Following standardized growth benchmarks ensures children receive medical help when lifestyle changes cannot bridge the gap. Pursuing more lifestyle changes at this stage can waste critical developmental time that should be used for medical treatment. Parents maximize growth potential by defending the natural construction process against the frictions of modern convenience.